Hi everyone, I'm Nitish, and today I want to talk to you about three things which I believe can help you understand if you can leverage artificial intelligence in your current job to improve business outcomes or whatever outcomes you're trying to achieve in your particular job. But before I do that, I would just quickly want to talk about why is this important? Why should you even ask the question if artificial intelligence should be leveraged in your job or not? And this is because I fundamentally believe that in the next 5 years, it will not be about whether machines can replace humans or whether the machines will replace your job. It will rather be about how can you work with the machines to actually make your processes or your profession better, right? A very simple example is imagine everyone is talking about autonomous cars, right? No matter how much you automate the car to handle a lot of exceptions and cases, there'll always be a driver at the wheel who has to take control whenever the car comes up with a situation where it cannot handle and doesn't not know what to do. And imagine in a place like India, these exception cases can be really large, right? And hence the drivers which will learn how to work with that new semi-autonomous technology will be much more successful than people who will resist it and would not want to learn. And so eventually they're going to lose jobs to these people who will instead learn how to collaborate with machines. So that is the reason. And now coming to three things or three questions which you should ask today in your current job to decide whether there is a scope of applying artificial intelligence or not are these three. Number one, you should ask whether there is any kind of digital data which is being generated in your current job or process or role, right? So for example, imagine the job of a doctor who looks at x-rays of patients, right? Now whenever they're doing an x-ray these days, these x-rays are digitally available. The image of the x-ray is digitally available in a computer. And so what's happening is over time, every day they're collecting more and more x-ray images. So that is the first sign that because you have so much digital data being collected, there's definitely a scope that machine learning might be applied in this case. So look out for if in your process, in your job, whether it is images, whether it is videos, whether it is text, numbers, any kind of digital data, is it being generated or not? Number two, whether or not the data which you are generating, how much is the volume of that data, right? So for example, in terms taking the same example, there are number of patients which the doctor sees every day. So there are more and more x-rays being generated, right? And then they have to do this all throughout the year. So at the end of the year, there's so much volume of data which they're sitting on. Similarly, in your role, is it a transactional or is it a role where you actually deal with cases which are almost similar, and so you're generating same data again and again and again, right? So the volume of data will be high in that case, and that's a very big indicator that more the data, the more the volumes you deal with, it means there's more scope of artificial intelligence being leveraged here. Now thirdly, the most third important one is how easy it is for you to explain some parts of your job at least very easily to some other person, or to like, so for example, if you can explain what you're doing in your current role in terms of a particular logic to someone else, that means if you can teach it to another person, that means you can also teach it to a machine, right? Now again, the same example, the doctor generally when they look at x-rays, they are seeing, for example, certain abnormalities, right? So they might say that whenever there is a white area here, there is likelihood that there is some sort of diagnosis which for the patient, right? So things like that. Now because they are looking at the image and they are making some judgments, and they know how to really tell those judgments to another human, that means it is easy to explain to someone else how really they are making those judgments. And hence similarly the machine can also learn similarly looking at those images over time and can figure out how exactly a decision is being made. So that is the third factor. So in short, these are the three things which I think you should definitely ask today in your current role. And if the answer to these three is yes, then definitely you should look at how can you leverage AI